Hello friends, I am here with my channel Solving Questions with Gauri ma'am. From today I am starting lecture series based on the subject immunology. This lecture series will be useful for biological science students, for BSc students who are having immunology subject in their syllabus. So the lectures will be based on university syllabus. I am giving lectures which will be useful for the students who are going to appear for the various MSc entrance examinations as well. So the concept what I am going to explain will be a very thoroughly explained. So let's start with the immunology. First topic, immunity, and what are the types of immunity. So when we say immunity, that is the defense mechanism of the body. How our body defend when any infection is there in the body. So immunity can be of two types. We call it as a innate immunity and another is a adaptive immunity. Innate immunity is the natural immunity, or we can say that is the first line of defense. Before the occurrence of any infection, the infection should not occur. This care is taken care by the body, and that we call it as a innate immunity. The innate immunity is present before the onset of infection. Various phagocytic cells, neutrophils, macrophages, these are the components of innate immunity which avoids the infection itself. Skin is one of the barrier for the innate immunity. So today in my lecture we are going to see details about innate immunity. The another one is the adaptive immunity. This is the immunity which develops after the infection occurs. So this is a development after the antigenic challenge, we can say. So let's go to innate immunity and find its barriers and somewhat details about innate immunity. So starting with the barriers of innate immunity, first is anatomic barriers. Under this we study skin, sebaceous gland and the mucous layers which are present in the body. So as we know, skin is present all over the body, it covers the body, and it's the made up of epidermis and endodermis, or we can say dermis. So the outer layer is having dead cells, right? So due to the presence of dead cell, there is a avoidance of the viral infection. Viral infection can be avoided because virus cannot survive in a dead cells. So this is the, we can say, the role of the skin. Secondly, skin is having a sebaceous gland which is having sebum in it. This sebum contains lactic acid and fatty acid, which are helpful to maintain the pH of the skin in between 3 to 5. Again, at this pH, many of the microorganisms cannot survive. So this is a line of defense. Next is elementary, respiratory, urogenital tracts. These are having a mucus layers in it, which helps to trap the infections. Okay. Again, saliva, tear, mucus secretions from the body. These are also having some lytic enzymes and which doesn't allow any pathogen to enter the body. Yes, the next one is a physiologic barrier. Under this, first one is high temperature. So always we observe that whenever there is an infection, the body temperature increases. We feel fever. So that is good actually, because that is the first line of defense. body starts increasing its temperature so that the invading infection will get cleave or kill at that time itself. Secondly, the pH. Just now we have seen skin maintains its pH to 3 to 5 using the sebum. The lactic acid and fatty acids present in sebum maintains the pH of the skin acidic. Similarly, gastric secretions in the stomach also the pH is maintained to the acidic level. That is also to avoid any food infection. Next are soluble and cell associated molecules. That includes different components. The first one is a lysozyme. These are the enzymes which are present in saliva or it is present in tears. Okay. So these are there to cleave the peptidoglycan layer which is present in a bacterial cell wall. So again to avoid the entry of the bacteria. Another are interferon. Interferon are the proteins which are secreted by virally infected cells. Virally infected cells secretes this protein, and when these get bound to another cells which are not infected by virus but that produces antiviral state in the other cells. So this is the alarming signal given by the virally infected cell to other cell that there is a viral infection, be ready. So this is again a first line of defense. Then another is a complement. These are different proteins which are circulates in inactive state, but on the onset of infection these get activated and these goes and tells to different cells of innate as well as adaptive immune system that come on, get ready, the infection is there. Secondly, innate immunity has a pattern recognition property. So we can call it as a toll-like receptors. Okay, what is this? These are nothing but different patterns which are present on microorganisms and which are not present on a multicellular cells. Okay, so these are recognized by the innate immunity, and using this they can distinguish that this is a foreign particle coming inside and this is our own cells. So this also helps innate immunity in its work. Yes, the next one is a phagocytic barrier. Here the process of phagocytosis included. What is the process of phagocytosis? In which the foreign material is engulfed by the cell. See here, this is a phagocytic cell I have drawn. The macrophages, neutrophils, sometimes B cells, dendritic cells, these acts as a phagocytic cells in our body. So these phagocytic cell captures the bacteria, then that is get engulfed and it get trapped into phagosome. Further, this phagosome and lysosome fuses, okay, and it forms a phagolysosome. Here, the lysosomal enzymes, which have a lysozyme that cleaves the bacterial cell wall, that cleaves the peptidoglycan layer of the bacterial cell wall, and hence the bacteria get cleaved into parts, and that digested product is released from the phagocytic cell. So in this way phagocytosis occurs, and this is an important barrier of the innate immune system. Yes, the last barrier of innate immune system is a inflammatory barrier. So during any wound or after mosquito bite, we always observe that there is a presence of inflammation. That area becomes red. There is a swelling. So these are nothing but signs of inflammation. There is a rubor, that is redness. There is a tumor, swelling takes place there. Then calor, if we touch that portion, we feel somewhat hot, and dolor, of course, there is a pain in that portion. So these four are the signs of the inflammation. all the cells of immune system gathers there that what has happened and whether any type of immune response is required there. The required immune response is triggered through the immune system, and that's why we feel inflammatory response at that particular portion. So here we have completed 4 barriers of innate immunity. In my next video, I will be dealing with the adaptive immunity. Till then, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for my channel, and also to hit the bell icon. Thanks for watching.